Episode 250. Komoi is absolutely entranced by the knife-throwing skills of this performer. What exactly is the secret to her 100% accuracy? If she would be so kind as to tell us. Maybe I just gotta walk away and then walk back. There. That's the secret to her success. Let this be a lesson, Komoi. I'm not sure what the lesson is, but just keep in mind the knife-throwing skills. We're continuing the Ishgardian Restoration main quests, which are with Francel. I thought the next main quest would be with Eltol. These blue markers indicate content that you can unlock by doing side quests, which aren't main quests. However, the content that's through Eltol is technically Ishgardian Restoration side quest category, I guess. For now, we're just here for the main quest stuff. But we will deal with Eltol later. If it isn't good Mistress Moriko. No, Komoi. I guess he used our first name. Lord Francel was hoping that you might grace us with a visit. I hear that there is a matter he wishes to discuss with you. If you do not have more pressing obligations, pray lend him your ear. I mean, I guess we don't have more pressing obligations. Right now we're kind of on an extended leave of absence. Not exactly a vacation, because we're doing a lot of work, but we're just not doing a lot of our main job with the Scions. We kind of went here and there, and now we're on this extended tangent with the Ishgardian Restoration, which we're not really helping with. We're at the very tail end of it, after everything's already been done. But I guess Francel still wants help with something. Komoi, 'tis always a pleasure to see you here in the firmament. You'll be pleased to hear that the district is home to an ever-growing number of thoroughly satisfied residents. Thanks in no small part to your tireless efforts on our behalf. These quests would make more sense if you did them while the firmament was being rebuilt. Back from rubble with a few houses, and then with each district getting built up, more and more houses being added, thus more and more residents. But I guess we can just kind of look at this as maybe all of the houses were built but empty, and now we're just filling them as we're progressing these quests. That's the only excuse I can come up with. In particular, I'm proud to say that we have spared no effort to realize Lady Hilda's ideal of a place where one and all can have a roof over their head and food in their belly, provided they are willing to work hard and make an honest living. Okay. Can we have a house? I guess we'd have to work hard and make an honest living. Two things Komoi isn't too keen about. Seeing as things are progressing most swimmingly on that front, I've decided to turn my eye to Lord Briardian's most astute recommendation. Right, Briardian. We'll get back to him later. Encouraging the flow of goods and services, so as to build a thriving economy that will serve as the area's lifeblood. As such, Ogbert and his men have been hard at work putting the final touches on the ward I have dubbed Featherfall, which is to serve as the firmament's center of commerce and trade. There is but one remaining issue to resolve. Namely, how we might distinguish our own marketplace from the Jeweled Crozier. After all, if we hope to attract vendors and customers alike to the firmament, we must offer something that they cannot already find at a more established location. After giving the matter considerable thought, it struck me. What if we were to bring in merchants from the realm over to ply their trade here? That Featherfall might be the Holy Sea's new hub of foreign trade. It is a most inspired idea, would you not say? And, if you would not disapprove, I would ask you to accompany me as our designated emissary to the 3 city-states. After all, who better to convince our esteemed guests to make the journey here to Ishgard than one of your influence and prestige? Well, if we're so prestigious, we can't refuse. And if you would not disapprove, or quite honestly, even if you would, I will be accompanying you as well, said Oh, him. We haven't met, but it's Sword Charlemagne. It is far from my place to object, but for whatever reason could the Count de Durendaire wish to come along for our humble expedition? Particularly in light of your honored house's rather, shall we say, conservative views towards the expansion of foreign trade. Right, so this guy is the house head, the bigwig, big hat, of House Durendaire. We've kind of met most of the bigwigs, big hats, whatever, of the four houses. Sort of. We of course know the Four Tomps head. We met the Hyonarte head, Francel's dad, through the Machinist questline. And we saw this guy in some of the Heavensward cutscenes. He was kind of patting Aymeric on the back in one of the final cutscenes or something. Maybe the epilogue or something like that. But yeah, here he is, in the flesh. I'll thank you not to make assumptions about the interests of my house, Lord Francel. I have always acted in what I believe to be my homeland's best interests, and I will continue to do so. Mayhap House Durendaire did not give the warmest of welcomes to outsiders at the Observatorium and White Brim Front. Right, yeah. That would be, the Astrologians, I guess. He's also, like, got a finger in those pies or whatever. But I assure you that we took only the necessary precautions to defend the sea from external threats at a time of war. Surely the savior of Ishgard can understand our position. Was Durendaire the bell or the tower? I think Zamail was the tower, so yeah. Durendaire would be the bell, which means he's also, right, the guy that was commanding, like he said, White Brim Front, the place where we did all those quests in A Realm Reborn, kind of like before Shiva, and even before all of that during the main story. Whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, we don't understand your position at all. At any rate, the war is over, and our nation has entered a new age. I'm not inclined to sit idly by as House Durendaire is left behind in the times. And yet, at this most vital of junctures, my son and heir remains lost at sea. Yeah, right, his heir, lost at sea. And my cousins are either too young or unworldly for the task. Right, unworldly, the astrologian guy. And so it falls to me to see to matters myself. I dare say there is some merit for you as well. After all, whatever negotiations you intend to conduct, they can only be aided by the presence of the head of Ishgard's highest of high houses. Is Durendaire the highest? I don't actually know, like, the rankings. I heard Hyonarte, I think we've heard, repeatedly, that Hyonarte was, like, falling behind or something. But I don't know the standing of the rest. I trust you have no objections. Your offer of assistance is most generous, Lord Charlemagne. I would not dream of refusing it. Of course not. We depart at once, yes? I've heard Gridania is most lovely at this time of year. Yes. My intention was always to begin our expedition at our closest neighbor. I have it on good word that an establishment there known as the Carline Canopy would be a suitable... The Carline Canopy it is, then. Do take care not to lag behind, yes? Lord Charlemagne, wait. Well, I guess he's our traveling buddy. While I understand that Lord Francel has only the happiness and well-being of our residents in mind, sometimes I cannot help but fear he is exerting himself overmuch. In that sense, I am most thankful for your tireless support of his cause. And will continue supporting, I guess. But before we continue, on the topic of traveling, do you want to make one stop? Not a real stop, just like a pretend stop. It was over here, right? This house right here, closest to the plaza. There they are, Marcelo, Noel, and Aldain. Just a quick chat with them, and their fancy new outfits. Noel has been going around telling everyone about her father's crafting prowess. She's a merchant in the making, and the very picture of a proud daughter. And you've also been telling them he's a cool dragon, right? Oh, it's you again. You're the one who brought Daddy the dye for his outfit, right? Thank you. And you? Lady Komoy, welcome to our humble abode. To be sure, humble doesn't do such a fine place justice. We've never lived so comfortably. We can't thank Lord Francel enough. But the most important thing of all is that I'm with my family again. And I'm pleased to say that Ardain is dawning to me, slowly but surely. Words can't express how grateful I am for her giving me this chance. I'm also beginning to gain the trust of my fellow citizens. Each day a few of them, or a few more of them, come with me to work, or come to me with work. For now it's all I can do to make items on request. But soon, I hope to open a stall and line it with all manner of wares. Please visit again when I do. Okay. It's a nice little epilogue that we got there, but I'm pretending that we were pissed with his gift that he gave us last time, these oysters, which are nice and all. But everyone else got a makeover, right? Francel got a makeover, Ardain and Noel got a makeover. So I'm going to pretend that Marcelo also gave us a makeover. And we pretend to go off screen like the other characters did, change our clothes, and then there. Pretending that this was Marcelo's gift to us, he crafted some fine peace lovers attire clothes, I guess. I just wanted a new glamour for some of my crafting/gathering classes. I think this one is okay for a gathering class, specifically botanist. It is one of the rewards that you can get from here by turning in 50 fate tokens that you get from doing the fates we did in the previous episode. I didn't do that, I just bought this from the market board way back when. Somewhere in the first 20 episodes or something like that to do some gold saucer. Whatever it's called, are we just gonna teleport there? Gold saucer fashion report stuff. The coffer itself cost only like a few thousand gil, I think, maybe even less than that. They kind of flood the market boards, these coffers. But since it is a reward from the Ishgardian Restoration, and we are doing that right now, I felt like it's appropriate that we're changing our botanist class to use this glamour. So we'll roll with this for a while, I guess. So this is Gridania. The tomes fail to mention how disagreeably dank it is. Well, you're not wrong. So this is Gridania. Why, it is even more verdant and lush than I had imagined. Well, you're not wrong, but it's also dank. A danker, gloomier city I can scarce imagine. I'm glad I do not live here. Well, I'm glad I don't live in Ishgard, but I wouldn't turn down a free house. And yet this nation is home to a great number of our own kind. Convincing an Elysian trader or two to come to Ishgard will be done in less than the time it takes for an afternoon tea. To start, I will enlist the services of one of the locals. Feel free to come along, Lord Francel. Mayhap you'll learn something. Oh wait, Lord Charlemagne. Oh dear Komoy, this is precisely what I was afraid of. I did some research before our departure. No doubt this is common knowledge to you, but I've read that Gridanians are reserve types, who do not warm easily to outsiders. Yeah, they're kind of racist, but I guess that's something in common with Ishgardians. If perhaps not to the degree of our own people. Right, he's saying it himself. I fear the Count, for all his good intentions, might sour the local populace on our offer before we can even make it. Come, we must stop him. Don't worry, I'll take one look at my peace lover, chill attire and they'll turn their opinion around. We just exude an aura of chill. Hey, You're supposed to be in the Crystal Tower. Get back there. No, it's not really him. Phew. Fortunately, it would seem he has yet to engage the townspeople. Who are you? And what business do you have here? You there. I am looking to speak with one of your nation's most prominent traders. Tell me where I might find such a person, and be quick about it. I'm a busy man. I'm not in the habit of entertaining outsiders. Rude, arrogant ones least of all. Bugger off and do it yourself. You tell them. What? Why the sheer gall of that woman? With all due respect, Lord Charlemagne, we are guests in this land. Just as you and I were once wary of outsiders like good Komori here, so too are these people wary of us. In the world outside the Holy See, our titles or the prestige of our houses will avail us no special privilege. Mayhap it would behoove us to conduct our affairs with a measure of humility. But I fear we have already aroused the suspicion of the townspeople. Let us try our luck at another location. Mayhap one of the guilds for which this place is so well known. A guild, you say? Very well. Let us stop blithering and be off. Well, be off. If you know the way to this guild, then let us be off already, yes? The sooner we can take our leave of this place, the better, I say. If I recall, the Leatherworkers Guild is in the part of town known as Old Gridania. Would that be correct, Komori? You're correct. Though we don't really deal with them ourselves. If it were the botanists or I guess just the botanists, then we could introduce you. We don't know anyone else though. Not the conjurers, not the lancers, not the archers. Not whoever else works here. Just the botanists. Oh, wait. This way? I guess we're meeting like outside of it before we actually go inside. Yes, this place seems rather lively. No doubt we can find someone willing to assist us here. I beg your pardon, my esteemed sir. I am a humble visitor from Ishgard, and I was wondering if I might trouble you with a question or two. What's that now? Oh no, it's the mistrustful merchant. Wait, can it be? Lord Francel? Huh, it is you. Whatever brings you to the 12th Ward? What? Pray forgive me, I do not believe I have had the pleasure. You wouldn't know me, but I sure know you. During the war, I plied my trade as a sellsword at Camp Dragonhead. You often came to dine at Lord Horshavant's invitation, yes? Why, that I did. Lord Horshavant was a most benevolent man. There were few things he enjoyed more than sharing a good meal in the company of his friends and his men alike. Aye, and I was one of them. I fondly remember the times I sat at his table, sharing in his meat and mead. In the warmth of his hall and his company, for a moment you could forget the bitter cold outside. It's a memory that stayed with me to this day, long after I returned to Gridania and hung up my blade. Lord Horshavant was a great man, and I had hoped to return to Ishgard one day to visit him. But then the news of his tragic passing arrived. Even now, I find it hard to believe he's gone. Of course, this would have been during Heavensward, or rather, during Shadowbringers patch quest, so yet one more time where they flash back to that event from Heavensward that was oh so memorable, but for us it's still pretty fresh. I as well, my friend. Not a day goes by that I do not think of him. and the kindness he showed me in the darkest of days. Seems like he did that for everyone, huh? And though I will forever mourn his passing, I take solace in knowing that his sacrifice was not for naught. For because of those like him, and Komoi here, the war is at long last over, and our nation welcomes a new age of enlightenment and restoration. So it is that we come here to fair Gridania, in hopes of establishing trade that will benefit both our nations. Might you perhaps know of any merchants or traders who might be interested in exploring such a possibility? Do I ever? And nothing would please me more than to be able to return the kindness that your countrymen showed me. It just so happens that I do work for Black Rabbit traders these days. Perhaps you've heard of them? Yeah, we have. We've had dealings. My Senta's in charge there, and she's always looking for promising new business partners. Just wait here. I'll bring her right over. My good man, it is as if the gods themselves sent you to us. If she does not mind the imposition, I would be honored to meet this lady my Senta. Well, that was fast. I had known that Lord Horsefont was undiscerning in the company he kept, but to think that it would be to the benefit of our nation. We're the company he kept. We were the benefit to your nation. Among other things, I guess. Seems like Horsefont helped out like a lot of people. I trust that you've met this lady my Senta, Komoi. Do you suppose she'll be receptive to our offer? So you're the guest from Ishgard I've heard so much about. I am my Senta of Black Rabbit Traders fame. I hear you have a business proposition for me. It is a pleasure and an honor both to make your acquaintance, Lady my Senta. I am Francel de Harnart, and I have the privilege of overseeing the reconstruction of our fair city, a task which includes building a thriving economy. To that end, I wish to invite the realm's preeminent trading concerns to establish outposts in our new commercial district. If it please you, will you not consider bringing your operations to Ishgard? I'd heard that you Ishgardians opened your borders, but quite frankly, I wasn't expecting to receive such an eager and enthusiastic proposition. And it's an interesting one, I'll grant you that. Still, as much as I'd like to be of aid, I run a business here, not a charity. And so I'm forced to ask, why should I expand to Ishgard? What do you offer that other places do not? A well-founded concern, of course. Be assured that our nation offers business in many opportunities. For example, Oh, don't look to us. We don't know anything about business. But I guess we do know my Senta, so maybe we can pick an answer that she likes. You'll have immediate access to the finest Ishgardian wares. Well, I mean, the finest Ishgardian wares, I don't know. It's not exactly like the most well-to-do neighborhood. At least it's not supposed to be. It's meant to be for, like, refugees from the war or something, displaced commoners and such. Ishgardian nobles are notorious spendthrifts. Picture it now, the homunculi tore the Holy See. Okay, I'm glad we did the whole Moogle side quest, cause this is a special answer you only get for doing that. So yeah, the homunculi in the Holy See. Her fancy band that she likes so much. She's like their manager or something. Well, aren't you a shrewd one? Yes, I have no doubt that the mellifluous musical stylings of Gridania's preeminent band of troubadours would serve to lift the spirits of our Ishgardian friends in the aftermath of the war, and loosen the strings of their coin purses in the process. She loved that one. All right, Komoi here's convinced me. The Black Rabbit will come to Ishgard. And maybe we'll get some new musical stylings too. Oh, thank you, Lady my Senta. You do us a kindness that we will not soon forget. You can spare me the flowery words. I'm only looking out for my own business interests, as I trust you are as well, no? In any event, I'd best be going. We'll have to take a full inventory to determine which of our fine goods to bring north. As they say, the traders do not smile on those who tarry. What, you worship the traders? Is she actually from Alamigo or something? I don't know. Or not Alamigo, Ul'dah, rather. But I guess they can still worship the traders outside of Ul'dah. Oh, thank you ever so much, my friend. I could never have done this without you. Lady Mycenta's question was only to be expected, yet I found myself at a loss. Your impeccable knowledge of the realm and calmness under pressure have served us well once more. Well, it's just that we know her, personally, and her fancy band, who we've never actually seen in a concert. Kind of a shame. You have succeeded here despite the involvement of Houses Heinart and Fortemps, not because of it. The citizens of the Sultanate are far more discerning, but fear not. I will show you how negotiations among the upper crust are truly done. I forgot what voice I gave him. Doesn't matter. Worry not. Once they know who I am, our negotiations here are all but ensured to succeed. Think it was more like that. Whatever. Our sojourn in Gridania has been most fruitful, but it is time we take to the road again. I hear that they call Ul'dah the Jewel of the Desert, and that it is a bustling center of trade and commerce. I can scarce wait to see what opportunities await us there. I have it on good account that the Sultanate is an affluent and cultured nation, with a populace that places due importance on status and lineage. Unlike the rebel here, its people will no doubt afford me the respect I deserve. According to my research, the market district of Ul'dah is centered around a location known as the Ruby Road Exchange. I propose that we make that our first destination. As you may know, the exchange has quite a long and storied history. It is also conveniently located just a stone's throw away from the airship landing, where we are to touch down. Yes, let us be off already. I am like to fall asleep if I stand around here any longer, listening to your ramblings. A true man of action, I guess. Of course, we can just teleport there. Pretend we took the airship, for RP purposes or something. Oh, Ruby Road. Not the Sapphire Avenue. Well, yeah, I guess we can just go to the airship landing. And then ride the elevator down. Oh, meant to talk to Charlemagne to get the flavor stuff first. Accidentally talked to Francel. Whatever. Why, I've never seen such a spectacular array of exotic goods in Crass. Exotic goods, huh? Is that what you call exotic goods? Do those girls dressed only in their undergarments know no shame? And the uncouth lot gawping at them are no better. I was led to believe this was a cultured society. This is cultured. This is culture. You don't know anything about culture. Anyway. The array of wares is respectable, I'll allow. But I've no interest in dealing with threadbare peddlers. Let us find ourselves a trader with a proper pedigree. But how in the Fury's name do people survive in this stifling heat? They take off their coats. I shall go and secure our business partner post-haste. The sooner to take my leave of this blasted desert. You two may wait for me at an alehouse or the like, but do not make yourself overly comfortable. It will not take long. I'm so sure. Oh dear, there he goes again. You've got your hands full, haven't you? I am loath to trouble you once more, Komori. Would you be so kind as to go after him? With your presence, I fear that he may less than endear himself to the locals, not unlike in Gridania. Having lived my entire life in Ishgard, I am painfully aware of my own limitations when it comes to interacting with those who share a different cultural background. I fear that the Count de Durendaire has, shall we say, not yet come to this realization. I believe he ran off in the direction of Emerald Avenue, was it? I shall head to the quicksand in the meantime, and see what news I may glean there. Is he actually here? Getting information? Can we, find him? Oh, we can. How fun. This guy's just here normally. He's not saying anything unique because Francel's here. Only Francel's gonna have something unique to say. I must say, the sparkle in the eyes of these adventurers is positively infectious. Don't get into a bar fight. Don't get mugged. Just don't get swindled while you're here. Oh, okay, yeah. I saw him in the distance before we started this cutscene, and I thought to myself, maybe he's going to take part in this questline. Yep, there's Wymond. You there. You know something of these parts, yes? I seek to do business with a trader possessed of a reputation, worthy of my great house. You will introduce one to me at once. Aye, I'd be more than pleased to, friend, and pray tell, how much is this introduction worth to you? Worse? You would demand payment for your piddling knowledge? Oh, it's no piddling knowledge. This is the smartest man in Ul'dah, in Eorzea. You don't know how things work round here, do you, old man? In Ul'dah, information's a commodity like any other, and a bloke only gets as much as he's willing to pay for. Clearly, the knowledge I've got is worth something to you, else you wouldn't be standing here before me. So we return to the question. How heavy is your coin purse feeling today? Should we intervene? I don't know, Komori. Maybe let him play his game. Allow me to handle this, old girl. You? What are you doing here? How often are we gonna run into him? It feels like every other day. Not that I mind. Well met, my friend. How do you fare this fine day? If it ain't my favorite Ishgardian, come to pick old Wymond's brain about the latest happenings here in the Sultanate. Course I'm happy to oblige. In exchange for whispers you've heard round the Holy See. Ah, exchangers of information, secrets, hot gossip, juicy deets. I like it. Ah, any other day, and I would gladly trade rumors with you. Today, however, I meant only to offer a word of warning. That man is none other than the Lord of the Highest of our high houses. He breeds political intrigue and sups upon machination. And believe me when I say, you do not wish to make an enemy of him. But don't take my word for it. Just ask our friend Komori. Okay, now is my chance. Part of the cutscene. Seven hells. On second thought, don't bother taking out your coin purse. Whatever you're offering, it's more than clear it ain't worth the trouble. And now, if you don't mind, I have more pressing matters to attend to. A wise decision, if I do say so myself. And worry not, I shall return before long with the rumors from the Holy See you so desire. Till next time, my friend. Didn't realize these two were friends. Well, I guess I forgot it. I did this quest on my main character, but These connections don't all stick with me forever. Fancy meeting you here, old girl. I would have never expected to find you in the company of the illustrious Count de Durendaire, whatever is the occasion. We're rebuilding the firmament. I might ask you the same. Does the philandering son of House Vortemps intend to upstage his betters? Why, Lord Charlemagne, you wound me. Rest assured that I meant only to spare you from a potentially inexpedient encounter. Purveyors of information in these parts are inevitably sharper than they let on. If they judge you to be less than knowledgeable about your surroundings, they will not hesitate to take advantage. Strangely enough, this seems to be where Manolane is the most intelligent. I guess he's pretty good with people. At least, well, some people, not with his romantic interests. If I needed the help of a self-indulgent stripling, I'd have asked for it. But I must ask, old girl, what brings you to the Jewel of the Desert with the good Count at your side? What manner of information, pray tell, were you hoping to glean from our friend Wymond? Merchants. Lord Francel is looking to stimulate commerce and trade in the firmament. Well, why didn't you come to me sooner? Do you think so little of your comrade Manolane? Don't answer that, Comoy. Allow me to explain. My dear brother suggested that I might employ my considerable skill in mingling amongst the upper crust to more, shall we say, productive ends. After all, social gatherings are a prime opportunity for overhearing choice tidbits of rumor and gossip. The point being that I have acquainted myself with no small end of prestigious merchants and traders, including many who I believe would be most amenable to the idea of expanding their operations to Ishgard. I dare say that more than a few of them have most fetching daughters as well. Okay, that's why. Here we go. At any rate, you need trouble yourself no further. I will reach out to the parties in question and make the necessary arrangements. In return, I ask only that you convince Lord Francel to put in a good word with the lovely Lady Lanayite on my behalf. A fair enough exchange, is it not? For once he actually has one over on us. We might have to put in a good word for him. Just one. Worry not, Mistress Moriko. I will see to it that my lord remains focused on the task at hand, and does not let his emotions lead him to enter into any potentially disadvantageous agreements. We shall be in touch at a later juncture. Till next time, old girl. I do believe there is a banquet I should be attending. And off he goes. What a guy. I suppose even foppery can serve a purpose on rare occasions. It's just gonna be this, back and forth, isn't it? Who's it gonna be next in, like, Limsa Laminsa? I have no idea. I don't remember this questline too well. I would need this to say, I could have handled the negotiations just as well without that fool's meddling. I'm so sure. On the bright side, we can at long last take our leave of this blasted desert. Lord Francel was at some tavern called the Quicksand, yes? Let us tell him that the deed is done and be on our way. And off we go. That's not the last time we're gonna have to deal with a Manolane. Definitely not. And I'm glad for it. Another den of riffraff and reprobates. Still, coming to a place like this, I can't help but look around for signs of my boy. It's been 20 years since he vanished with nary a trace. Ambushed by pirates on a voyage around the realm. Oh, wait. No, it's fine. We're doing this quest now. We can worry about, like, chronology later. Whatever. From time to time, rumors reach my ears. That he's rotting in a jail somewhere. That someone resembling him has been sighted, making the rounds in Limsa. For my part, I fear the boy is long dead. After all, if he were alive, why would he not return home? I wonder why. But, it's probably not all just him, right? Oh. Welcome back, Komoy, and Lord Charlemagne. May I ask if your negotiations bore fruit? Well, ours and Manolaine's negotiations. Lord Manolaine came to your aid, you say? Splendid. His knack for befriending influential personages never ceases to amaze me. You kind of have to put in a good word. It's a deal. I see. I was about to comment on how impressed I was that he was putting his natural proclivities to use for such a worthwhile cause. But I see his motivations are the same as ever. That said, his consistency is admirable. At any rate, it is clear that he has done us a great service today, and with the ever-diligent young honor roll at his side to keep him honest, I dare say we have little to worry about. I must thank you too for your efforts, Lord Charlemagne. If you had not thought to flag down that information monger, he might still be searching aimlessly in the streets. I most humbly ask that you lend your prodigious skills to us at our next destination as well. Do you not agree, Komoy? We do not. But I guess he's coming along anyway, right? Drunkards and ruffians, a lot of them. Rumors be damned, how anyone could even imply that my son might be found among them is beyond me. I still remember the sparkle in the eye, or in his eye, the day he told me he meant to leave the sea, on a journey around the... I would thank you to leave me alone with my thoughts for a while. Are you ready to take to the road again, Komoy? Our final destination awaits us, Limsa Laminsa. If we must. Though if you truly expect to find a reliable trading partner, in that den of pirates and ruffians, you're even more of a fool than I thought. Believe me, Lord Charlemagne, when I say that I bear no love for barbarous outlaws. Come on, we're kind of a barbarous outlaw, sometimes. That said, by all accounts, things have changed much in the years since Admiral Blowfistwind rose to power. I have spoken of my son's disappearance to you in the past, have I not? You kind of won't shut up about it. Just kidding. If by chance you have forgotten, it was those accursed pirates who took him from me, and for that, I will never forgive them. It was 20 long years ago. He was a boy of great promise, possessed of a curious mind and a burning desire to see the world. Then a murderous band of sea ravers raided his vessel and, just like that, he was gone. To this day the rumors reach my ears, that he rots in a jail deep beneath the city, or that someone resembling him has been seen wandering the streets. As his father, I want to believe he still lives somewhere, but there is only so long a man can. What I mean to say is, I would not trust a pirate half as far as I could throw him. They are the scourge of our realm and my house, and I will have nothing to do with them. You have my most heartfelt sympathies for the loss of your son, Lord Charlemagne. By no means do I wish to open old wounds and stir up painful memories. Pray return to Ishgard ahead of us. Komoy and I shall handle matters from here. No, I will accompany you. Regardless of what happened, nay, precisely because of it, I will not shirk my duty as Lord of House Durendaire. I will march into that wretched hive of murder and villainy, and seize from it a new age of prosperity, for my house has due retribution for all they have taken from me. if it is what you wish, my lord, let us be on our way. My preliminary research has led me to conclude that the area known as Bulwark Hall, a stone's throw away from the airship landing, would make for a suitable place to commence our efforts. He really studied the maps before he went to places. Normally we just kind of wander in and find our way around. Here we are. And there they are. So this is Limsa, why it is even livelier than I imagined. The fury take me. How can all these people abide that god's awful stench of salt and brine in the air? Let us conclude our business swiftly and take our leave of this place. Lord Francel, I trust that your research has enlightened you as to where we might find a suitable trading partner. Indeed it has, Lord Charlemagne. I have read that all goods incoming and outgoing must pass inspection at a place called Milvan's Gate. No doubt that it would be a productive place to begin our inquiry. I see. Very well then. Let us be off to this Milvan's Gate, or whatever this place was called. Perhaps it is but wishful thinking on my part, but would you not say that Lord Charlemagne has softened some since we arrived here in Limsa? Why, he even waited for me to complete a full utterance before dashing off. Yeah, that's progress. Could it be that we have earned his trust? Or maybe the story about his son is having an effect on him? Either way. Right, the Arcanist Guild, Milvan's Gate. Just don't ask us to do any maths, or reading. We can handle a little bit of reading, but not a lot. Yes, what business have you at Milvan's Gate? So this is where they conduct inspections on all goods imported to Limsa. Most fascinating. I simply must take notes for future reference. You are employed here, yes? My companions and I hail from Ishgard, and we have come to Limsa to discuss matters of trade. Then you've most definitely come to the right place. Any inquiries you may have regarding duties, tariffs, prohibited goods, and what have you, I or one of my fellow assessors would be more than happy to enlighten you. I see. To be precise, we seek to introduce wares from your nation to our own homeland, where we believe such items would be in high demand. Might you be able to recommend to us a trader dealing in such wares? Aye, but of course. Why didn't you say so sooner, my good man? In that case, you'll be wanting to talk to one of the 3 great pirate powers here in town. Yep. I was remembering, as we got closer and closer to this point in time, that this is where this quest was heading. Okay. Pirates? Aye. Of course, since the signing of the Galadian Accord, they're more of an officially sanctioned agency, raiding the Guardians at the Admiral's behest, taking part in honest trade and the like. At least that much can be said of the Sanguine Sirens and the Krakens. The Bloody Executioners are a whole nother matter, so I'd recommend you limit any dealing and negotiation you feel like partaking into the former 2. I reckon the Sanguine Sirens would be as good as a start as any, as they're known to be a bit more welcoming to outsiders like yourselves. You'll find them over in the tavern known as the Missing Member, if you're up for a parlay. Yes, I do believe I've heard enough. Thank you for your time, and good day. I can scarce believe it has come to this, but I suppose we have no recourse. Well, Lord Francel, I trust you know the way to this missing member. Should you cut yourselves a deal, don't forget to report all your imports and exports to Milvanskate. Otherwise we'll claim what's due one way or another. Is that a threat? That sounded like a threat. This is my first time visiting an actual den of pirates. I must confess, I am rather excited and intimidated by it all. Everyone is here, yes? Then let us be on our way. By the Fury, why, it's a veritable haven of pirate wenches. Say that to their face. But I will not back down from this challenge. Watch closely, Lord Francel, and let me show you how a deal is made. Greetings, and welcome to the missing member. Do you have a reservation, sir? I do not. I have come from Ishgard to discuss matters of trade with the captain of the esteemed Sanguine Sirens, and I was told I might find her here. You were you? Why, yes. I suppose you might. Make yourself comfortable, and I'll go let the captain know that she's got a new visitor. The hell's you want, Drylanders? State your business quick, and you'd best hope it's worth my while. Else me sirens will see you gutted and sleeping with the fishes, before you know what cuffed you. But pray stay your hand up, my lady. I meant only to counsel with you on a potential business proposition that might prove, mutually beneficial. I hail from the nation of Ishgard, and I, do believe that your fine wares would be most highly sought after in our nation. Ishgard? You must be daft to think any pirate in her right mind would have even half a mind to set one foot in some bleeding snow-swept wasteland at the edge of the world. You must have me confused with that puffy-shirted captain of the Krakens, or someone else who's got more swagger than sense. Now get out of my sight, before I cut your blabbering tongue and toss it into tonight's stew. 1,000 pardons, my lady. I shall take my leave anon and seek out these Krakens of whom you speak. I thank you for your kindness, and wish you and your sirens all the... I said, get out of my... Wait a bleeding minute. Why does that self-righteous face of yours seem so bloody familiar? Ah, never mind. I've bigger fish to gut. I'll be gone from here, or you'll be joining them. If I were you, I'd be taking her advice to heart. You'll find the Krakens at the 7th stage, just past here and beyond the Drowning Wrench. I do hope your parley there proves more fruitful. Now some dialogue here also, not just there, but coming up, would have changed if we did some story stuff, just like how we did some stuff with Mycenta. This one's a bit more major, but we have had dealings with the Krakens before, so there's going to be at least some recognition, I guess. What matters is, like, stuff after this, when we start getting into Stormblood, I guess. But we'll worry about that when we get to it, I guess. And here we are. The moment we've all been waiting for. Maybe. Considering his son's tragic disappearance at sea, One can only imagine the complex emotions the Count must be feeling. Let us tread lightly, friend. Welcome to the Seventh Sage. Would you care to peruse our diverse array of exotic herbs and spices? Pardon me, my good lady. I'm Charlemagne of House Durendaire, and I have traveled to your fair nation from Ishgard. Might you or any of your colleagues perchance be interested in selling your fine spices in my homeland? I can assure you, many of my countrymen would be willing to pay a handsome price for them. But Durendaire, you say? My sincere apologies, good sir. But in accordance with company policy, we are not entering into partnerships with parties from the Holy See at this time. No parties from the Holy See? What insular, closed-minded nonsense is... Har har. Very funny. What I mean to say is, we are prepared to make the arrangement most appetizing to you. As appetizing as salted harbor herring, one might say. To wit, our astrologians have devised a method to accurately gauge one's present location, and bearing regardless of the season. A technique which I do believe would be most beneficial to esteemed privateers such as yourselves. Okay, he's trying. He's actually trying. Yeah, we've dealt with him before. I think most recently we fought with him during the hard mode of that island. I forgot the island, but the dungeon where we fought all of the pirates, including Mistbeard himself. This guy was the second boss, sort of. To think the old man would be willing to reveal a treasured house secret to outsiders. Dastardly, despicable pirates, no less. Perhaps there's hope for Ishgard yet. Pray excuse me for a moment. Captain? Why yes, worry not. I was just about to bid our guest farewell, as per your explicit orders not to. What's that? Are you certain? I see. I'll convey the message then. Forgive me my hasty decision. The captain says he will entertain your proposition, but on one condition. He will only speak to the adventurer here. I see. In that case, I have little choice. Komoy, was it? I've done little to deserve your charity, but I would ask you this one favor. Might I entrust the negotiations to you? Very well then, if you would come this way. Captain Carverlane of the Krakens awaits you at the top of the stairs. One more thing. You are by no means to speak his name, nor describe his face to anyone from Ishgard, or he will personally have you keel-hauled. No hard feelings, of course. So yeah, this whole part would be slightly different if we had more interaction with Carverlane, I think. Since you do that a little bit more, without getting into spoilers, you just kind of like interact with more characters from Limsa Lominsa as the story goes on and on. I know not what you have done to earn a pirate captain's trust, but in this rarest of cases, I am most thankful for it. I place my full trust in you, Komoy. May the negotiations be a success. Hey, what's up? Yeah, take a hike. My associate has apprised me of the situation. So this delegation from the sea wishes to establish trade relations with us, do they? The Ishgardians, consumed only with their petty war, living out their days in that gloomy, frigid land, devoid of passion or imagination. Just thinking back to my dreary days in that miserable place is enough to make me ill. But with the war's end, it would appear that a new wind blows in my homeland. While I am not so naive to assume that they have left their past entirely behind, I will trust that the sea's desire to change, as well as that of the man who has come to me on their behalf, is sincere. Besides, it would not hurt to be owed a debt of gratitude by one of Eorzea's greatest heroes, no? Gerald, the document. This here is an arrangement, or an agreement, consenting to the formal commencement of trade between the Krakens and House Durendaire of Ishgard. It is in Gerald's name, and marked with our official seal, to authorize the transaction. I would appreciate if you could deliver this to the Count de Durendaire on my behalf. You don't want to say hi? Maybe not now. Are you quite sure about this, Captain? Let us be thankful for that adventurer showing up when she did. If that man had forced his way to my office, I shudder to think of what might have ensued. 'Tis strange, though. For long years, the mere sight of the man's face filled me with loathing. But seeing it again now, I feel only this odd sense of nostalgia. And yet, I dare not entertain the thought of doing anything more. It would only serve to undo all that I have accomplished. No, I have no mind to give up my freedom for whatever I might gain in its place. Yes, this will do. So that's it, huh? Well, maybe that's just where we leave things. We got it. We got the document. Dare I ask how you fared in there, Komoy? We'll show you. With this piece of paper. Well, do you have anything to show for your efforts? Why, this is more than I dared to hope we would achieve. However did you manage this? Your passionate plea won him over. He chose to believe in Ishgard's future. I made him an offer he couldn't refuse. Well, just because we know what's going on here, we'll just be a little bit truthful here. He chose to believe in Ishgard's future. Although, I guess this is also true. You mean he was listening in on our discussion? I am not quite sure what to say. At any rate, I have finally accomplished that which I sought to here in Eorzea, and can finally return to Ishgard in triumph, as befitting the Lord of the highest of houses. Okay, he's still kind of like this, but I mean, the winds of change, right? They're still blowing. I am in your debt, Lord Charlemagne, and you, Komoy. With this, the day that the finest goods from the realm over are traded freely in the markets of Featherfall is all but upon us. It's already been quite a minute over the usual length of an episode, but I feel like we're just about to wrap up here, right? Yeah. These items signify that we're getting the end of this series of quests, released with like the patch that they were released in. So we'll just go a little bit longer to wrap this up. To think that a pirate captain of all people would be the first person in these lands to see the merits of doing business with the illustrious House Durendaire. Komoy, Lord Charlemagne, I must thank you once more for accompanying me on this journey. Owing to your tireless efforts, our mission has succeeded beyond my loftiest expectations. And you expected any less of me? At any rate, I do believe it is past time that we returned home. There are preparations that must be seen to, yes? But of course, speaking of which, I have been giving considerable thought as to how we might best organize our new commercial district. To that end, I would be most grateful if the two of you would visit the location and share your thoughts upon our return. My time is valuable, as you might imagine, but I suppose I can spare a moment or two to lend my expertise. 'Tis most appreciated, my lord. In that case, let us each attend to any unresolved matters we may have here, then reconvene back in the firmament at our earliest opportunity. Travel in safety, my friends. So just to check. That's it, right? Yeah, nothing specific to this quest. Got it. Calling himself an orphan, huh? Pretty funny. Let's actually read that one. Limsa is a place where a man's work and wits determine his worth, where an orphan can pull himself up by his bootstraps, to one day lead the Kraken's arms. If my family hadn't been murdered at sea, I'd have no doubt followed my fortune-telling father into a life of divination. Fate is a funny thing. The worst thing ever to happen to me was also the best. Yeah, that's his story. Maybe he sprinkled a little bit of truth into that one. The fortune-telling father kind of pointing to the astrologians and all that. But that's his cover story. After this episode, I'm gonna have to check how much of this dialogue actually changed, based on your progress through other stuff in the main story. Oh right, the firmament. Hopefully this doesn't go over 15 minutes, like 15 minutes beyond the hour. 1 hour 15 minutes is just like the limit of what I would call an extra long episode. Anything longer than that and we get into like finale or super long marathon episode territory or something, which I want to avoid for normal episodes. Oh, Komoi, we've been waiting for you. Tis but a short walk from here to the Featherfall Commercial District. Allow me to show the way. I must give credit where credit is due, Lord Francel. This place is almost beginning to look halfway habitable. I mean, it was already looking this way when we were first here, but again, progression with the actual restoration. That's when these quests were released. Francel, we were wondering if you'd ever come home. Wasn't sure who was voicing that one. Oh, it's just some guys, I guess. Oh no, wait, it's his family. Obviously, right. I recognized Stefanovian, of course, but I didn't recognize the other two at a glance. My brothers, and you too, sister. How wonderful it is to see you all again. Oh, but you simply must hear the news. Orvale and Fonkrino apprised us just now. Why, if even half of what we have heard is true, it would appear your excursion abroad has proved most fruitful. And this off the back of the Diadem's designation as the official gathering ground for the restoration. Without you to extol its potential to our leaders, I doubt we would have received the necessary approval and funding. You do Ishgard a great service, Francel. As your sister, I could not be more proud. My dearest siblings, you flatter me overmuch. Why, I could not have hoped to accomplish even a fraction of this without the expertise and influence of my esteemed companions. Of that I have no doubt, Mistress Moriko. As you so selflessly served Ishgard during the war, you continue to go above and beyond in this era of peace. I have not the words to express my gratitude. Right, and we have one word for you. A single word of praise. I guess we'll tell her later. And my most honorable Lord Charlemagne, pray accept my humble gratitude for accompanying my impulsive little brother in his travels, and for opening his horizons with your vast experience and worldly wisdom. Yes. I can only hope that the boy gains something from my presence. But Francel, we are not here simply to shower you with praise. No, we were hoping that we might lend our aid to your efforts in a more tangible fashion. Indeed, after all, it would not do for the goods to flow only in one direction, while the coin flows in the other, no? Allow me to be more direct. The Sky Steel Manufactory has recently opened up a new branch in Featherfall, yes? I've a mind to spend some time there myself, overseeing repair and maintenance orders, putting wares on display for potential sale to buyers from the realm over, and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, Arvale and I have discussed the matter at length, and we suspect that traders from far-off lands might show quite an interest in the abundant natural resources harvested from the diadem and the Sea of Clouds. I have no words. Your assistance in the reconstruction effort would mean the world to me. The sons and daughters of House Hyanart. Mayhap I misjudged them. We heard that. Oh, he wanted us to hear it. Mocked and branded as heretics by the highborn and the common folk alike. Forced to suffer the loss of kin, friends, and loyal followers alike, over years of bloody war. Still they forge ahead, to build a brighter future for our nation. For so long, I thought them too earnest and agreeable for their own good. But perhaps that artless hope and enthusiasm is precisely what Ishgard needs in this new age. Would that my own son could be here as well, that he too could be among those leading the effort to transform our society for the generations to come. Strange, is it not? Somehow I am more certain than ever that he is alive somewhere in this world, and doing great things in his own right. Mayhap one day he will return to me, and mayhap not. Either way, the decision is his, and his alone, to make. For so long I clung to the past, fearing that there was no place for me in this new age of openness, enlightenment, and change. But the truth is clear to me now. This is a new world we live in, and we must all adapt or be left behind. What a character arc this guy, all in one episode. It will not be easy, but it will be worth it. And the passionate, capable young men and women around me will show me the way. My sincere apologies, Comoy, Lord Charlemagne. It seems my siblings and I got somewhat carried away in conversation. If you are ready, it would be my pleasure to escort you to Featherfall. Oh, is a fate going on? Like a fate? We're not doing that right now, though. So this is Featherfall. I must say, it has a certain charm about it. Comoy, Lord Charlemagne, over here. I did not imagine that your preparations were proceeding so briskly, Lord Francel. One might wonder if they are not proceeding too hastily. Yet at the same time, one cannot help but be impressed. You are too kind, my lord. I am pleased to say that the Featherfall markets are nigh ready to open. Truly, we could not have accomplished this without you. Nor you, Comoy, nor my dear siblings, my associates, and all in Ishgard, and the 3 nations. who have expended efforts on our behalf. Without all of you, my loftiest dreams to rebuild the firmament would have gone for naught. Thank you, my friends. I will not forget your kindness and generosity for the rest of my days. Nay, 'tis I who owes you thanks, Lord Francel. Traveling with you has done much to open my eyes, and I am not too prideful to admit it. If I hope to lead House Durendaire into a new age of prosperity, there is much I must yet learn about the world outside Ishgard, a world to which I've been blind for far too long. In return for helping me to learn this lesson, allow me to offer you some parting advice. You have accomplished much here already, but do not rest on your laurels, for the greatest challenges are yet to come. Thank you, my lord. Pray rest assured that I have no intention of shirking my duties. As more and more people flock to the firmament to hawk their wares and ply their trades, my ability to manage affairs here will be tested like never before. They will indeed, and yet I suspect you are up to the task. Still, should you ever find yourself over your head, do not hesitate to call upon House Durendaire, and with that, I shall be off. Komoy, might you have a moment to spare afterwards? There is a matter on which I would seek your counsel. I too should be getting back to the many tasks at hand. Till we meet again, my friends. I actually would not have minded if the lad remained with us for a while longer, but oh well. In any event, the matter I would discuss with you concerns the broom. If you are not otherwise occupied, I should very much like to hear your thoughts. I'm afraid we are otherwise occupied. I'm not sure if we're going to do a tangent to do this quest with Charlemagne. We'll maybe consider it, but for now we're just going to continue the main quest, probably starting in the next episode, I guess. For now, I guess Komor is going to peruse the new wares that are populating this district. What's she going to buy? I don't know. Maybe some exotic spices to sprinkle on a fish or something. That would be a good time to take a break.